Harry Sullivan to the outer wing. Adams for Melbourne. No score. Johnson got the knock away, but right into a Collingwood player's arms. It was Harrison, and he clears to the half-back line, and there it's out of bounds again. The change in the game was amazing because Melbourne got the start. It was thought that whichever team really got the start would be right in the box seat. 9 times out of 10, that is true. Melbourne got a wonderful start. They had a couple of goals, 3 goals up before Collingwood looked like getting into any kind of form. But since that first quarter, it's been all Collingwood. Trevor Johnson for Melbourne to the half-forward line. The ball is on the wing. Mitten caught in possession. And now it's out between the half and full forward lines in that pocket on the outer wing. Fenton Smith. Again, the hit out is taken by a Collingwood player. Delanty's left foot kick is to the far wing. And around the neck paid to Bill Sarong. Sarong to the half-forward line. Williams sees it go out. Free kick to Thorold Merritt. 16 minutes of play already gone in the grand final. Thorold Merritt on the half-forward line. Melbourne still 4 goals, 1 behind. Don Williams clearing to the centre of the ground. Rose takes the mark. Towards Wiedemann. The knock away goes to Merritt. Merritt's kick is into the goal square. And it's through. 1 point to Collingwood. They are now 4 goals, 2 in front of Melbourne with 17 minutes of play in the final quarter already gone. Stacks on the mill, right in front of the members' stand. Brian Dixon is there with Keith Carroll for Melbourne and Ken Turner for Collingwood. Alan Nash about to bounce it up 10 yards inside the boundary line on Collingwood's half-forward line on the members' side. Dixon, kick off the ground by Mick Toomey towards young Bennett. Bennett tackled by John Beckwith. And Beckwith gets the kick. Beckwith to the half-forward line. It's a long, raking punt kick. Goes further with the bounce. And Harry Sullivan turns the attack towards Delanty. Delanty and Bob Johnson in the picture now. The ball is on Melbourne's half-forward line on the members' wing in front of the Olympic stand. Mick Toomey over the head towards Rose. Rose gives it to Gabelich. Gabelich kicks to the wing, but there's nobody at home for Collingwood, and Mitten marks and quickly gets on with the job for Melbourne. It's down there to the forward line, where a lovely mark is taken by Sullivan again. He was the last line of defence at that moment. Had the ball gone through, it would more than likely have been a goal for Melbourne. Bob Johnson being whistled back off the mark, as Sullivan is content to take his time. Time's all in Collingwood's favour. Sullivan kicks it wide, the sensible thing to do. Barassi kicking. Number 15 for Collingwood there is Rose. Gavlich on the left, Barassi number 2, Bob Johnson at the top of the picture on the right. And this is right where the number 1 fiery incident in the match took place. Gavlich going through the pack and kicking to the half-back line. Don Williams, a nice balk, and gets his kick in too. It's going down into the forward pocket. Crompton on his 19th for Melbourne gets his first kick. It's high and it's towards the square. And Louis Adams tried to kick it off the ground, and it's forced through for 1 point. That's the score at the moment in the grand final, being telecast through Channel 7, and Studio will ask you to take it again. Team, certainly the boil-over of the year. This is young Bennett. Collingwood, and Tunbridge is getting a free kick from right on the boundary line. Distance is nothing. Again, it's a matter of accuracy. Right across the goal front. Melbourne can't do a thing right. And Collingwood reaping the benefits of their most determined play. Dixon, usually number 9, tries a drop kick, one of the few we've seen today, and that's Barassi chipping right in front of Rose. Had they collided, they both would have been out for 6 months. Barassi between the half and full forward lines. He's 50 yards out from goal. His kick is going into the goal square. And a kick through. That's a goal. Been allowed to Crompton. We'll check the time. Melbourne 3 goals, 1 behind. 3 goals, 1 in arrears. 22 minutes gone. And Fenton Smith's left foot kick finds Athelwebb. Athelwebb on the half forward line, up on his feet. Handballs to Crompton, who stupidly called for it right in the middle of 2 Collingwood players. And Noel Smith just about tears all his hair out. Norm Smith in the centre. Players are tired. It's been a hard slugging match. The vigour has been enough to satisfy the thirst of those who would expect a lot in 5 games. Reeves, young Reeves, marking at the back of the pack. No team has been able to beat another team 3 times in the one season this year. And it seems that that record is being kept alive by Collingwood turning the tables on Melbourne today. The game's not over, but it's very close to being over for the Demons, who, after being the favourites right throughout the season, are in dire danger of being well and truly toppled by Collingwood. 12-10 to 9-9 in the grand final. We've had 23 minutes of play now, 23 minutes of play, and it's a matter of time, it seems. Reeves clears towards Sullivan. Sullivan gets the mark just inside the boundary. Another good player for Collingwood today. When a side wins a premiership, all its stars play well. You don't win them unless you do play well. Now watch the ruck duels closely again. It's Fellows against Bob Johnson. Fellows again gets the knock, playing in front all the time. Rose with the ball. Kick off the ground by Henderson towards Carroll for Melbourne and his immediate opponent in Beers, but it's out of bounds right in front of our number 1 camera position, which is right in front of the Melbourne coach's bench. This is Henderson with the ball. Still got it. Good play. And he finds, or he nearly found Merritt. And Carroll and Beers are in the picture too. Dixon for Melbourne. Tackled by Turner with the ball out of bounds. 12-10 to 9-9. And the crowds are starting to make their way out of the stadium. Trevor Johnson for Melbourne. Collingwood have closed this game up most successfully on the back lines. This is the Collingwood camp. for Johnson on the half-forward line for Melbourne. Good kick too, right down into the goal square. Nobody at home to mark it. Melbourne have been completely outmatched in the air. Outmatched in the air, in the ruck, and around the packs. Beers, tackled by Carroll, was brought back 15 yards. There's a penalty for making an infringement of the rules after the mark had been taken. To the half-forward flank on the members' wing. Collingwood again in the air. Wiedemann takes the mark, but he has it taken from him. It's going Melbourne's way. Something must have gone on behind the play, and it's Peter Marquis getting the kick. Marquis to the centre wing. Thorold Merritt gets his kick to half-forward. Williams. That was Brenchley putting it over the line. Out of bounds. Mike Delante didn't think so. He was the one who scooped it up and kicked it for Collingwood. But the ball comes back. After 27 and a half minutes of play, it's still Collingwood 3 goals in front. Brenchley sandwiched. Players are very tired. McLean kicks to the half-forward line. Rose's kick. You've got to take your hat off to these Magpies. Fantastic. They lost 3 of their last 4, if you don't count last week's game. Still held on to second place, more by a miracle than anything else, as their own supporters will agree. And now, after being down throughout the finals and having to come out for 3 hard games in a row, they've bobbed up to win the grand final. Fenton Smith. Turner, been one of Collingwood's good players again today. He's had a great season. Again, a free kick in the pack to Peter Marquis. "29 minutes gone. There's the siren. The Magpies have done it. The last time was 1953. They've saved their proud record of 4 straight wins. Thorold Merritt and Bennett, the 2 Rovers who played such a great part in the win too. Sign of delirious excitement.
Jubilation in the Collingwood camp. Final scores: Collingwood 12 goals 10, 82 points. Melbourne 9 goals 10, 64 points. The 2 coaches meet. Norm Smith disappointed, but
1958 was so crucial to Collingwood because Melbourne had won 3 premierships in a row. They'd won 55, 56, they'd beaten us. They'd beaten Hawthorn in 57, and they were coming up to beat us for the 4th time, to win their 4th grand final in a row, and that really would have stolen one of Collingwood's prize records, the fact that they are the only club in VFL history that have won 4 premierships in a row. And, of course, the whole build-up of that particular week from the supporters was one of, you can't let those toffs beat we Collingwood boys, the industrial boys, and that was a real feeling that came from the supporters. It never once was uttered by the committee, who were men of great integrity. Sid Coventry was our president in those periods, and Fonskine, of course, our coach. They would have never tolerated that sort of talk, but from the players' point of view, we went out full of pride and full of encouragement from all our supporters to knock off the toffs down at Melbourne.
Deep down in my own heart, I knew we couldn't beat them. There was no hope in the world of beating them, and so you went out there, and I always had I used to sit in the back row when Fonskine got up and gave the talk about tradition of Collingwood, and they would achieve our 4 premierships in a row. But I knew what I had to do in sitting on the back row in the dressing room there, that you knew the danger players, the Mithens, Barassi, Skilton, Big Bob Johnson, those sort of players that they were match winners, and they had plenty of them. They could win a game in 1 quarter, and you know, when we came in at half time, we were 5 points in front at half time. Well, I was coming up the race, and Fonskine was standing at the top of the race there, and he said, "Murray, whatever you do, and just keep doing it." You know, it was unbelievable to be in front, and then of course we went on and won by 3 goals in the finish.
I've never gone into a game believing that we would lose. Never ever in my life that I would go to any game. And in 58, didn't make any bloody difference to me. I thought while we're out there, we've got a chance. They were a good side in Melbourne, but when you're out there, anything can happen, and it's the luck of the draw. You know, we've got up and won the flag.